our religious homes, people will go and donate fire, and the pastor will be giving them prayer saying, where this money comes from will never cease. The whole congregation will say amen.
And they don't know where the money comes
where the money comes from.
Because everybody wants
So
a good
that
life.
is-
So it's not just women now.
Yes.
Everybody wants a good life.
No, I'm trying to tell you that if the church can do that, with all due respect to churches that doesn't do it,
But the question is, which church does it do?
bros,
People
don't go more common religion side, because if I talk now, some people don't agree with church again.
Okay. All right. It's not just us talking. It's a very, very interactive platform. Telephone numbers are 091-242-30865, 091-242-30865. Now, as a man, has your profession or what you do for a living, has it ever been a problem in your relationship? Or maybe you've been in a relationship with this woman, and then it gets to the point where you guys want to take it to the next level. You go to meet her parents, and the parents now sit you down and say, hey, my son, what do you do for a living? And you tell them what you do for a living, and then things change.
Jago 01.
Have you ever had that experience before? 091-242-30865. Hello, good evening to you. How are you doing? Hey, Sunday, good evening. Sorry, Sunday, we're so sorry. All right, Sunday. Sunday, we had a bit of a technical problem, but the engineers are working on it. Yeah, the engineers are working on resolving that problem, Sunday. Thank you very much, Sunday. Thank you so much. Sunday, we sincerely apologize for that. Well, we're here today, Sunday. We're here today. Yes, I know. Thank you very much, Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now complaints when they carry come.
Yes, so Sunday is one of our police officers who is monitoring everything that we do here. Well, in any case, it's still 091-242-30865. As a man, has what you do for a living ever been an issue or a reason why you couldn't proceed with a certain romantic relationship? Sorry about that. If you're calling in, make sure you're calling from a place where reception is good, and as soon as you get through to us via those telephone numbers, kindly turn down the volume on your radio set. It's still 091-242-30865. Now, Ben, it's rather unfortunate that men are the ones who usually are at the receiving end of this, because most times, if it was the woman, men not really saying. Before you respond, let's talk to this caller. Okay. Oh, sorry. Well, if it was a woman, men not saying. A man could be a multi-millionaire and get married to a girl that sells recharge card at
Of course, yes. Yeah. Of course, yes.
But it is almost mission impossible if the case was reversed.
Ned woke over says,
can you imagine?
You know, stand the level.
And then plenty.
Yeah?
Judith,
you are not responding. I think Ned woke over versus Virginia
Daniel.
So are you hiding it?
Recharge card seller, right?
yes.
No, why
Why
is
is the girl
saying recharge card seller is trying to let you know that the girl might not be on the same status of the man.
There has been reported cases of that as well. This guy, what's his name? Wiz Khalifa, his first baby mama.
Not his wife.
His first, before they broke up, they were heading for a much more committed relationship. Amber Rose, she wasn't. She used to dance at the club, and then plenty like that.
Of course, life attract like really, but I'm talking about someone who. Let's not talk about entertainers now.
Okay.
Those guys can go for anything.
Oh, really?
I don't understand. I am an entertainer, so are you saying I can go for anything?
When I'm talking about the entertainers, I'm sure you know the kind of entertainers I'm talking about.
Oh, you don't know my name in Nigeria. You want Google biggest Ben. That's my name. I'm a veteran in the business.
Wild mindset.
Then we know
right?
we know what you should talk.
Okay.
I'm talking about people with wild mindsets. I'm
The likes
really
of
back to
Two-Face.
people who are much, their heads are at home.
Okay.
You want to get settled down with a woman, and you wouldn't say, oh, because her job doesn't really matter. You do not, inquire or get to know what she's actually doing. It's okay to marry a church card seller, right?
No,
She's
in this
a
case,
woman. But what if she was a stripper? What if she was a hookup girl? Would you want to settle for that kind of person?
But the truth is, not very many girls will come out boldly and tell you they are hookup girls.
But
Thank you very
eventually you
much.
should
But-
get to find out.
But
How?
You
guy
should be concerned enough.
Are you an
to
investigative
know.
a guy who has money might fall in love and ultimately get married to a girl that sells
Whatever.
fuel at the filling station.
Okay.
But Judith, if you bring home somebody that sells fuel at the filling station, your mama
That
will
is
carry
the
good,
end.
your mama will carry good deliverance.
See, pastor will start blabbering. That
Tell
like
people at the police
take
station earn like what 20K per month.
Your mama will carry good deliverance.
This is what we are saying. Judith is not saying the truth now. There's a guy at the filling station
He earns
sells
like-
20K per month. So
I'm saying
you
what
have
he
just
earns is not
positively
even enough
answered.
to-
The
You have just
question.
positively answered
No, I'm saying
the
what
topic
he
of
earns.
today.
No, let's be considerate here.
Okay.
As a man, you want to get married.
Yeah.
You should at least ensure that what you have is enough for two, right? You would be very selfish enough to, be living what doesn't even seem comfortable for you.
Can I-
A lifestyle that doesn't seem comfortable for you.
let me just
You want to bring somebody into.
Let me comment.
Like you can barely feed yourself, but you want to add another person.
let me comment.
That's very
Let's reverse
important.
the situation before Ben comes in.
Because that's a very extreme
But
case.
I will not forget what she says. I have it in my brain. I'll come back.
Okay.
Now you are comfortable. You don't go to school. You don't graduate.
Yeah.
Thank God, and you have a good job.
Good.
And then maybe your car broke down one day, and then one keke rider
Okay.
now gives you a lift, and then initiates a conversation, and things kick off from there.
Mm.
But he's not making that much. You're making that much,
I'm making
and
more than
you want to
he-
take him to your mama and say, "Mommy, he rides keke napep."
Even aside the parents objecting to it, at the long run we would have issues.
Why?
He's the head of the home,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think eventually or at the long run he'll be comfortable with me earning way more than he is earning.
Judith, do you
Would
believe
eventually have
fortunes
issues.
can change?
I'm serious.
That's
If
where
I'm earning like
that's where I'm coming
6
from.
figures and he's earning below 150K, he knows I'm earning so
150K is still 6 figures.
Stop now. You know when I say 6 figures, I mean like in millions.
Okay, you're saying six.
In Nigeria.
Okay, you're saying
At this
six,
level.
6 zeros.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And he doesn't even earn up to half. Of course, he's going to feel somehow in the relationship.
What makes you think
Things don't change.
What makes you feel it's
Um,
going to feel somehow?
Uzoma,
Yeah.
let me just comment. You are saying 6 zeros at this level. At this level. No, at this level.
No, anything can be
Let-
possible.
I want to come in. See, first and foremost, if you're getting married, the age range, I mean normal marriage levels, I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
the age range at most should not be more than between 5 and 6, 7. 10 is even much. Now, if it is 5, that is to say, the guy would have graduated when you are in 100 level or thereabout. Where do you expect him to get a job where he would get 6 zeros as his salary? Number one. Then number two, I want to give you this. I want to say this one. It is a life story. I was the MC of the marriage. The guy was a personal friend. I was begged to come and anchor him because it was outside of Lagos State. The girl works with NEPA. The guy doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. They updated from the university till he went out. Let me call the story short. Wolf.
Yeah.
You know, I call you Wolf instead of Uzoma.
Mm-hmm.
Uzoma, see. 3 months after the wedding I anchored, it was a societal wedding. The guest sponsored it herself. In fact, let me say something. If he's hearing it, I won't mention his name, he will know. You see that bottled water. Bottled water. It was not water that was inside it. It was the white alcohol, ogogoro.
9 days.
Because of shame. He was ashamed that he did not spend a dime
On his own wedding.
So he poured that alcohol, white gold. He was drinking it and people thought it was water just to cover his shame. It was when he wanted to dance the neutral dance. That his guys, the groomsmen, started, holding him so that people would not know that.
That's what I'm talking about.
But in the end, 3 months after the wedding, he got a contract of 19 million.
3 months.
Yes. He's my personal friend. He got a contract of 19 million.
But Judith, let me also.
He got a contract of 19 million. And they started from there.
Judith, let me also point out the fact that someone might find himself doing something quite demeaning doesn't necessarily mean that his lifestyle will be wayward.
No.
Okay? I have very good close friends who have got money, but they are way not too pure. I'm telling you, they are way not too pure. So the fact that person they ride Okada, not me say drunkard they go be.
Wolf. Some people came here to our office here some times ago to do protests. These keke napep drivers. The people that spoke to us told us. The guy said he's a master degree holder. He spoke fluently without a flaw.
A few years ago now,
his confirmation. I was shocked.
A few years ago now, one Nigerian billionaire threw open an application for truck drivers. Master's degree holders were applying.
Yes. Even if the popular Dangote, let us mention his name. I
don't want to mention
to be a driver.
I don't want to mention his name.
Yes.
Judith.
Those are not illegal jobs.
No, what I'm trying to say in essence is that.
But you wait. Judith, you carry person with the drive trailer go house. Talk
say na trailer dey drive. You need jobs like say he's a banker, he's a lawyer. See.
I've never thought about
Uzoma, before some of us traveled out of the country, I never knew that gardener can be a good job. But of course, in Nigeria here, people that class they keep the horticulturists. We see them as
they be like Lagos.
But when I was opportune to go abroad, I saw white people. What does your father do? They say the father is a gardener. But here they say gardener picking. I don't know say gardener that they get better job.
So imagine if him as a man is already looking down on such.
No, I'm trying to tell you. No,
imagine
because I came from this place. So
you really can't blame them at the end of the day. I mean, your fellow man, you're already,
you don't understand what I'm trying to say. Because from where I was coming from was Africa. And
don't judge a girl if Ghana asked her about having married and she says.
But when I saw the house and they were not even tenant to, they own it. It's a bungalow, 3-bedroom bungalow.
Yes.
No fence. Very, very sweet building. In fact, I had a room there for the more than 9 months I was there. He said, gardener. The fellow at the other side says he takes care of animals. Goats. Go clean their house. You don't know how CB for Nigeria here. They see you as
Lagos.
What I'm trying to say that she doesn't understand.
What
I'm trying to say that she doesn't understand is that you don't judge a guy by his job. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not that I'm condemning. I was shocked. Because in Nigeria,
you heard that her father was a gardener.
Yes,
you were already
because I feel in Nigeria you cannot want to love somebody that the father is a gardener. So it makes the wife don't even look at what you do to actually love you. But yeah, they say my papa, they go clear
glass for somebody. But you're a gardener, bro. It's totally different from being a gardener here. It's different.
That's what
you can have a more decent living, right, from being a gardener, but here it's totally different.
But you know, some people that does dirty jobs here at times in Nigeria, they get bigger money.
Yes, they do.
Sometimes. Shit business. You don't know?
Judith,
Oh, Lord.
Judith, would you date someone that works in a morgue?
In a mall.
Morgue.
Mortuary. Use better than to talk about mortuary.
As what? First of all.
As his girlfriend.
You know, like, what does he do in the morning?
What do they do for mortuary again? Morgue na where they put dead body. Anything wey they do there, if they write paper wey they see dead body, if na they sweep wey they see dead body, if na they carry am, that one na be the highest.
But the truth is, quite a lot of young Nigerians go abroad,
And that's what they do.
and that's what they do.
Sweep water, wash place, carry dead body, bath her well well. Collect the money, take you house here. Go say, I love you, darling. I love you, darling. Oh, baby,
Do
what's
they
up?
see ghosts?
Yeah?
I mean, I've heard stories of, mock stories.
I've
I've even heard that some of them have to use, charms because of the ghosts.
Leave the charm and ghost level.
I have
Those things are scary. I don't
I
think
don't
they
have the-
experience the same thing abroad.
so not the human being to die for
Okay,
them.
you don't get ghost.
Ghosts, I don't know.
Because 80% of Nigeria deaths are traced to the family, the village.
Exactly. So
Anybody
they're
pick
trying
like
to
slum,
avenge
they're not going to say they
their
get
deaths and
cardiac
everything.
arrest issues in Nigeria.
Oh,
Anybody
man.
slum here, na village, na everything. So that is why the ghost stories come.
Oh my goodness. 091-242-30865 091-242-30865. Oh, by the way, this program is going to be live on YouTube as well. It's going to be live on my YouTube channel at Uzoma. Yeah, I'll give you the details before the end of the show, so you can go on YouTube and watch everything and see Judith's facial expression.
Yes, when she heard mug,
She do.
she lose the meaning.
Oh my.
091-242-30865. Good evening to you. I sincerely apologize. Everything seems okay from this end, though. I don't know what the problem is where you are, why the calls aren't exactly coming in. But hey, Sunday Marvel did call, and the call did come in quite good. 091-242-30865. So, I guess the general consensus on the show this evening is the fact that we've all agreed that what a man does here in Nigeria matters.
Yes,
Yes, it does.
But for the woman, is it exactly what he does or how much he makes?
I think it should be just what he does, really. Like you said, or like I mentioned initially, but that's not the reality. For to be honest, it's many times for women just how much they make.
It's how much they make.
Yes, even if you don't tell them what you do, I'm dating something, and I am like roughly 5 million. Oh well, okay, and that's the end. They don't even need the details because they've gotten what they wanted to hear, and that's really sad. Because what if it's actually a kidnapper that earns 5 million every week?
Because the truth is, I've heard stories of young men who lost out in relationships, very promising relationships, because they meet a girl, they tell the girl, I work in a bank, and she's like, oh, you work in a bank.
Yeah.
And then the day she goes to see him, he's the cashier, and in her mind she thought he was going to be in one office and all that stuff. And then you realize that his pay is less than 100K, and quite interesting. A few banks that I know, their status in those banks are not even full staff status, they're like contract staff status. So there are some benefits that they are not entitled to.
Wow.
So then the guy is like seriously, how are we going to survive on a salary that is less than this amount of money? And I thought you said you work in a bank. Yes, I work in a bank, but my salary is this. And the guy bounces. So it's really not about what they do, it's about how much they make.
Yeah, I watched the movie one time, and the guy told this lady that he's actually into stock exchange. Only for her to find out that he was actually selling stockfish in the market. But like, if you look at it, it's really stockfish exchange.
that was it.
It's just to stock, collect money, it's exchange now.
Exactly.
The guy was working on the girl's brain. that of the bank we talked about. Some of the guys watch their suit, those cashiers, with all due respect, some of the stash up.
It starts to.
Yes.
Wow.
Then listen, Uzoma, in our time, we do cards. We send cards. Till tomorrow, I make handmade cards. I'm not promoting myself. I'm just telling you. I survived with it while I was in the university between 95 and 99. You know, cards, handmade cards, very sweet cards. I can do it tomorrow.
It's expensive.
Yes.
It's more than
I'm
the
trying
printed
to-
ones.
That's what I want to tell you about. All those printed cards are, you can get the same card, printed cards, somebody can share the same thing, but this one is handmade. Your words, you will choose yourself or I will choose them for you. I made a handmade card for a girl that I was actually admiring. I brought the card to her. Do you know what she said in presence of my
You
friend?
said you didn't
Now
like.
card I want shop.
Mm.
Now card I want shop. That is to say, my handmade cards I was making. If I put them on this rope where you hang clothes, people come and buy. I made a lot of money. It was part of what I used to survive in school those years. She said, whether a card, as far back as then, she doesn't even give value to what I was presenting to her. And because it was her, it was special.
Can you
But
imagine?
he said,
She
whether
just
a
didn't
card.
understand a romantic gesture.
The what I'm trying to say in essence is that it shows women doesn't give a damn. They want to make you bring the physical. They want to know where the cash comes from. They want to see that thing that they need, not card. Then a card I want to take tomorrow. I hardly do it for people. Instead, I do it for people that, you know, like governor's wife, a governor, a commissioner. I will do and give it to them. I know they will be happy and can even give me some kind of for pocket. Not to say I want carry and give him man again.
But seriously, it takes someone.
It killed my morale
It
from
takes-
that day till tomorrow.
It takes someone with a certain level of maturity to be able to connect and appreciate certain gesture.
Yes.
Yes.
It takes someone of a certain level of maturity to be able to.
Giving a Nigerian girl
It gets person where you go give flower for this
That's what
in
I'm saying.
Nigeria. She go appreciate her bass money because for her you thought about going out of your way to go get the flower.
Yeah.
Someone else would have appreciated that handmade card more than the printed one because it took an effort for you to do it than just walk into a store and buy a random card.
Random popular cards.
So unfortunately, well, it's our loss anyway.
Everywhere good.
Thank you very much, Big S Ben. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Judith. Thank you. And thanks to everybody else who has participated on the show. DJ, thank you, DJ Foxy. Yeah, for people who'll be watching on YouTube. Yeah, Judith, Big S Ben.
Judith, say hi to them now. Today YouTube now. Easy to date.
And DJ Foxy.
I hope I'm not a YouTube baby.
No.
This is YouTube.
Thank you very much. At the top of the hour, it will be time for Squadron Football Rave. In the meantime, let's take you back to the song by African China, which is titled No Condition is Permanent.
I still do handmade cards. But that thing, I killed my inspiration.
Are you serious?
I sat down. Bros,
Oh, but that get download.
I do handmade cards. Say when I card in one shop. In front of people where I give a card.
Now hungry girl.
That's what I said.